The frozen tundra. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to get into today. Welcome to another exciting episode of Requiem for a Tuesday, episode 111. Christ-like, some may say. I'm here with, looks like Titney Blazer.
Yeah, nailed it.
Right on. So we have Titney here, a.k.a. Brittany. She doesn't go by her birth name. Disrespectful to your family, I must say.
Great.
Yeah, you have to say things into the microphone.
Okay.
She's nervous. This is my lady. She went with me to Green Bay. We'll get into it. First, let me do the plugs. Rate, review, and subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday on any and all platforms. Apple Music. Not Apple Music. Apple Podcasts. Spotify. Google Podcasts. Stitcher. You name it. We're on it. Sub it. Rate it. Review it. Love it. Check out the merch. RFAT.bigcartel.com. Lots of goodies for you there. Go get them. Give me your money. Music, Multiplex, Wolf X, Justice, Doing Things. New album coming. Listen to Google. It's great. All linked in the description below. Microwave Minutes, all that jazz. You get it. You can follow me on Instagram at adam.rfat. And that's about it. Brittany, where can the people find you? Into the microphone, yep.
Instagram, I guess.
All right, what do you got?
Don't follow my Twitter, though.
Don't. You on private?
Yep, sure am.
Good.
Yep.
What's the Instagram?
We'll do the photo Instagram. At Brittany Thayer Photography.
And she spells her name stupid. Spell it for the people.
Brittnee.
She takes the photos. They're good.
Oh, thanks.
They're still.
They are still.
You ever do video?
Nope, no video.
You ever think about it?
Yeah.
Just don't do it?
No, I could, but I don't do it, no.
You got enough memory on there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure do.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
So we went to Green Bay, Wisconsin. What do you know about Green Bay, Wisconsin?
Nothing.
Still? Probably.
Yeah.
You don't take in information very well.
The sports team.
Yes. What are they?
The Packers.
What do you know about them?
Not much.
Okay. So, long story short here. I, as a football fan, was like, oh, I get an opportunity to own a piece of these pieces of shit. I'll take it. Now, you may think, oh, you're giving them money, whatever. Who cares? They have plenty of money. I get to own a piece of them, and it's more for me than it is for them. You know? And so, oh, you want to come to the shareholders meeting we hold every year? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to come in there, get some intel, scope out the situation, see what's going on. Okay? So that was my little insider effort. Didn't learn anything other than it's all weird. Everything there is weird. There's a population of 100,000 people. Why do they have an NFL team? I'll never understand it. And now you cross-reference that, Brittany, to other populations throughout the NFL, and it's not like super crazy. Like Columbus has a much larger population than Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Okay.
But Columbus has no team. Now that's due to Ohio State, I'm sure.
I've been to Columbus.
And?
It's not great.
Okay. Well, you're from Detroit, so it's not saying much.
Yeah, that's fair. Detroit also sucks, but...
Yeah. There's like 2 real cities in America.
Okay.
So...
Great.
Yeah. You're not going to be too happy anywhere else. But this is like another world. You know? I mean, we got suburbs out here that have more going on, more up-to-date things, infrastructure. There's just nothing there. It's just a town. And they have, sure, there's a downtown. Every town has a downtown, though. You know?
Yeah. But not like Chicago's downtown.
That's my point, though. Like, a regular downtown is a strip with the only stores in the city in it, and maybe a bar or two. And that's what they got. And that's it. And then we also just happen to have a football team. It makes no sense. It defies all logic. But it's pretty sick at the same time.
Yeah.
Could you live there?
No. Well, no. Maybe in those little apartments that were there. If they built like some other stuff around there, like a grocery store and like an Ulta.
Yeah.
And like a Starbucks, maybe.
Because all the Green Bay Packer fans have just been waiting on an Ulta to show up.
Oh, maybe. You don't know.
Pretty confident. You saw those haggard old women. What an ugly town.
Yeah, it
was there an attractive person the entire time of any kind?
Me.
You scope out any dudes?
No.
Not one?
No.
See? Rough place.
Well, no.
Okay. So we'll backtrack a little here. Okay?
Yep.
So Brittany and I booked a room at this wild establishment that is a full bar and restaurant that just has like 15 rooms above it or whatever. The logistics of the place I still don't fully understand. But it was like something out of like a Mark Twain era. You know, it was on the river. Everything was 100 years old. It looked like the bed, everything, the couch, the rug, like everything in there was 100 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
Bar and restaurant flooded. Can't go. Also closed Sunday, Monday. When are we there? Sunday, Monday. What kind of bar is that? I don't know. Now, having said that, everything seems to be closed on Sunday for the Packers. Anyway, which makes sense because the entire town can go. It's crazy.
Sure.
It is the most insane thing. The place was wild. It was probably the biggest hotel room I've ever stayed in. Especially in ratio to people. Yeah, we get it. You're in suites and shit. You and your bougie, privileged life.
I do not stay in suites.
But you've been in a larger hotel room?
Yes.
Which would have been a suite?
I don't know. I just know I've been in bigger ones.
Like where? Tell us about
it. Here in Chicago.
Why are you staying at hotels here? You live here.
Well, when I didn't live here.
You would come here?
Or when my family comes here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would come. What do you mean I would come here when I didn't live here? Yeah.
For what?
I don't know, for fun.
That's sad.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
I've always wondered what it was like to not be from here. Sounds terrible. You got to come here? Like, Jesus.
Okay. I guess I get that because I think the same thing now.
But what big old hotel were you staying in?
I don't know. Places. I just go.
Yeah, it's really alarming
I take it in.
how you've clearly not.
Taking the visuals, not the names or details.
Mm-hmm. Or the location or anything about it. Yeah.
But I can find my way.
Sure. When the cell towers go down, you're in a world of trouble.
Well, it's not going to happen.
We might go dark. You never know.
Not dead yet.
Anyway, this hotel has a full bathroom, pretty regular size, nothing too crazy to report on that end. But there is like a, what do you call it? Not a vestibule.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my God. Well, there's like a foyer entryway. Also nothing crazy. I mean, it has like a little bench for you to put your shoes on. Right? Then that transitions into like a reading room, which is just a full room with 2 chairs and a lamp in it. And that was about it. Yeah. And then there's a full room for the bed, which also has your standard 2 nightstands, but then your sofa chair on the side and like a table and a desk and a TV. And it's like everything you've ever seen standard in a hotel room, all of them combined.
Right. But the TV was also like smack in the middle of like
The
it was
two
like
rooms.
split between 2 rooms,
which was
Yeah.
not ideal. It did swivel.
Right.
No HBO. Huge points off.
And also it would transition to the news channel if you didn't click it for long enough.
Yes. Instead of it shutting off after 2 hours or whatever the TV's default setting is, it's just like, oh, you must want Fox News on.
Yeah.
And they were right.
Were they?
I was
Were
like,
they, though?
what's Chuck Schumer up to?
Okay.
You know who that is?
Nope.
Great. This is going great. So the hotel, anyway, it was great. It was on the river. It was a little river walk. We did that for about 5 minutes. And it was fine. The weather was nice. Worked out great. Now, I put together a list of like the only things I could even find to do. And I was like, well, we have a couple days here. We'll probably knock out the list. If not, whatever. We knocked out the entire list in about 3 hours. So maybe not a weekend kind of place. It's like definitely a one and done. You can kill it in a night. Maybe 2. Now, we did miss out on Door County nearby. We could have made something out of it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But
Next time.
Sure. Well, I probably won't go back. I would go back for an actual game. I don't think I would want to go to that thing again.
I would not go back.
I've just never been inside the stadium. I'm a big stadium guy. Whenever I go to a city, I at least have to look at the outside of the stadium in person. Every time.
Right.
Every place.
Okay.
I did not go to Shea Stadium ever because it's all the way in Queens, and I've never had any desire to go to Queens.
New York?
Correct. No, Queens,
Got it.
Toronto. What do you mean? What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I got to find these photos. Here we go. All right. So the first attraction that we attended was an A&W. No, I'm kidding.
It was closed.
It was closed. There were multiple A&Ws in this town. Gotta say, wish we had that instead of like Burger King. But
Disagree. I love me some Burger King.
Burger King's gross, and so are you. Maybe we'll get Burger King after this because it's all I can afford to feed you.
Great.
So first stop was City Stadium. You remember City Stadium? Not Lambeau Field, the giant stadium.
The one, at the school.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Look at her. She remembers stuff. So the original field of the Green Bay Packers is now just the high school football stadium. That's fun. You know, if I played on that team, I'd be excited.
Okay.
But the plaque had said that it's gone through a ton of changes over the years, so it's basically nothing near what it used to be, which kind of makes sense. But they played there from 1925 to 1956. Fun fact, the Chicago Bears played at Wrigley Field until 1970. Isn't that insane? Especially because Wrigley Field is where the Cubs play, Brittany.
Oh.
Jesus. How do you not
Gotcha.
know what Wrigley Field is?
I've only been there once, and it was for a concert.
That doesn't matter. It's like one of the most
Well-
famous buildings, I'd argue, in the city. Anyway,
Okay.
it's a baseball stadium. Football fields don't really fit in there. Nothing fits in there other than baseball. And Soldier Field, where they play now, was there the entire time. So I just don't really understand what happened.
Good transition.
Sure. Next up, we hit I guess this is the downtown, was like where that river walk thing is, right? That's technically downtown. Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like downtown St. Charles for any of Chicago locals listening. I mean, really just nothing. Like downtown Rockford, Illinois, probably has more stuff. Now, not stuff that's open because that is a wasteland. But like if stuff in Rockford had people in it and like people having jobs, then it would be like that.
I don't think I've been to Rockford.
Green Bay's like Rockford with jobs.
Okay.
So
Great.
there's no reason for you to ever go there. It's not great. They were victims of the Rust Belt, which I know you don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So
Stop saying stuff I don't know.
okay, in this little part of downtown Green Bay, there was that weird little statue thing with all the Packers. Everything is Packers
Right.
everywhere, which it should be. They got literally nothing else of any kind.
Yeah.
I mean, if that stadium's not there, nobody knows that place exists. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a regular town. I cannot emphasize this enough, people. It's like if whatever town you're from just had a professional football team. It just makes no sense. You know?
Agreed.
So we went to some theater that's apparently historic.
Right.
Looked at
Just
it.
saw the outside.
It was a theater.
Was a theater.
Can confirmed.
Mhm.
The street was shut down for some kind of outdoor party concert thing. There's about 7 people there, literally. And it was just setting up still, but by the time we left, there was a band covering Enter Sandman by Metallica, and they did not sound very good. So,
I thought it was fine.
yeah,
It was,
okay.
you know,
Now, they did have like a burger stand right there, and there was a...
rock climbing. There was also rock climbing.
That's true. I was more interested in the burger because I bet the
Oh.
burger was good. They know things in Wisconsin. They know beef, butter, cheese. That's a burger. You know?
Yep.
That's all you need to make a good burger, and they have the 3 things you need.
Who puts butter on a burger? What are you talking about?
Are you familiar with Culver's?
Well, yeah, but
Their
never-
signature menu item is the butter burger.
That's disgusting.
But also you cook pretty much everything in butter and it's better.
Okay,
You can also butter the bun.
sure.
Regardless. There was a little cheese curd stand about to open up. That was nice.
I didn't see the cheese curd stand.
It was like a vendor thing, so it wasn't
Oh,
open.
Okay.
Then we just, we went to all of the, quote, historic places. Saw the courthouse. Looked like a courthouse. Way to go, Green Bay. Pretty nice. That hotel was real old. Remember that hotel?
Yeah, and then we went in real quick, and it was really weird, and then left.
Yeah, basically we saw the lobby and was like, oh, this is above our pay grade. We shouldn't be in here.
Yes.
Couple of bums.
Correct.
There was trolleys everywhere, which maybe is just how their buses look. But I don't think so.
No, I think those were tours.
They were. But we happened to when we hit the high school stadium, trolley was there. We go to the next place, the same trolley met us there. Or we met it there, I guess. I don't remember who left first. Then we get to the hotel. There's another trolley there. It's like everywhere. Like we've figured out the whole tour just via Google because there's nothing else to do. It's insane. Then we've hit the Riverwalk. Riverwalk was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was. I agree.
They built it out.
It looked pretty.
Yeah,
So
it
at
was
least there was that.
well made, relatively new seeming. All the buildings along it were like brand new. Probably the one part of town other than where the stadium was that anybody would be willing to live. That's not from around there.
Sure.
There's like
Yeah.
new condos and stuff, which, I mean, even still, I'd maybe spend 25 grand. If it was 25 grand, I'd buy one. You know?
Sure. I wouldn't live there ever.
I mean, if you can get a condo for
Regardless.
25 grand, that's brand new. Might be worth it.
All right. Enjoy.
Then you just got to save up for when the Bears come to town.
Great.
Other than that, not a whole lot going on there. While we're on there, we hit another stop on the list. Didn't even know where it was. That's how small of a place this is. A place called The Creamery offered no creamery products.
Yeah. No ice cream.
No
No,
i-
milkshakes.
no, like, cheeses.
No, yeah.
No, they're like, we don't have really like dairy stuff for sale. This is just a restaurant called Creamery. It's like, well, none of that adds up. And then the
They
food
tried.
the food was taking forever, and I'm like, yo, this is insane. We should just go. And she's like, you're so impatient.
He
Blah,
is
blah, blah.
impatient.
That may be true, but people that came in after us were rolling in, getting their full meals. Parties of 6 were seated and getting meals. And we're just sitting there, and she hits us with a fake ass, let me go check. Comes back with a fake ass, oh, it's almost ready. There's no way. Because you got, what, a grilled cheese sandwich?
Grilled cheese, tomato soup, that was like pasta sauce.
It was literally just a jar of pasta sauce in a bowl. Yeah. It worked for the cheese, but it was not soup.
Yeah, not soup.
Literally wasn't soup.
Hard agree.
And I got an Eggs Benedict, which I guess the cook time isn't short, but it isn't long because then your egg overcooks. So it can't take that long regardless. The place closed like 30 minutes later. We had ordered with about an hour to spare. And so, it's almost ready. Well, literally, if it's almost ready, by the time you walk over to tell us, it would be ready based on what we ordered. So it's like, this is clearly bullshit. Whatever. Didn't tip. I'm kidding. I tipped. You paid. I don't know.
I paid.
I don't know what happened.
I think I would never not tip.
We should have not tipped.
I'm not rude.
They
It
lied.
wasn't her fault.
It was her fault. It's her job to give them the order, which she didn't. Like, what are we talking about?
People make mistakes.
Yeah, well, I'm hungry,
Okay,
so too
well,
bad.
Don't be impatient.
Anyway, you tried to give me shit, and I was right, as per usual.
Incorrect.
They can't hear the faces you're making at me, Brittany.
Well, it wasn't a nice one. So y'all are lucky.
Yeah, great. But it was fine. It was actually a pretty good...
Grilled cheese?
The grilled cheese was fine. I can make
No,
a
it
better
was
grilled
good.
cheese.
All right.
It's not that hard to make a great grilled cheese.
Okay, well then make one. Why have
I
you never
will.
made me one?
Why have you never made me any food?
Because you would not have a house left to live in because it would burn down.
Yeah, great. Then we hit the Titletown Brewing Company, which was also right there because everything is right there. They had a nice rooftop.
Love a good rooftop.
The beer was not good. Was very low quality, but good view, good rooftop. Again, it's all Packers themed. What can you do? But wasn't that great, but was cheap and a nice space. You had a cider made by somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
not
that's it.
related
Yeah.
to them at all.
But it was a good cider, so
Great.
I cannot complain.
That's fair. Then I think it was our check-in time. We had to head back over. Remember that? Because we couldn't check in. Because it was one lady.
Yeah.
The hotel was ran by one woman who's like, I'm here 24/7. Call me if you need me. Like, this is just my cell phone number because I just live here.
But she was a queen.
She was hustling.
I loved her.
She was hustling.
Yeah, she was.
So we get to check in. You have to do your little makeup and whatever stupid shit.
You gotta get ready to go out.
Mhm.
You can't just be looking like a bum all the time.
Yeah, well, good thing you got ready because we went straight to the woods.
Oh, yeah. Right.
They have this weird thing where it's called Bay Beach, and it's an amusement park.
Not a beach.
There's not a beach. As far as we could tell, we didn't go over there because also it was like Coney Island era rides. They were all that old. They're like, oh, come check out this roller coaster. It's been here since 1908. And it's like, that sounds unappealing to me. Technology has improved roller coasters quite a bit, Green Bay.
Yeah, I probably would not get on that roller coaster regardless.
Yeah, so either way, we just didn't go over there. I guess that could be the one other thing to do if we ever go back up there. Yeah, right. Exactly. We'd be there for about 45 minutes when we have to drive home.
Mm-hmm.
So across the road from that is a nice little nature preserve with little hiking trails and stuff to do. There's also weirdly like a free zoo element. and there's just like a fucking mountain lion hanging out there. And I didn't like looking at that thing.
Well, yeah, because there was a fence, but it looked like it could have gotten through the fence if it wanted to.
It was tall enough.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, and it looked very uncomfortable. It was pacing back and
Well,
forth.
it looked like it wanted to lunge at our throats.
Yes. So
It didn't look angry.
Not great.
Didn't look angry. It was just like, oh, there's prey here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to get it.
It was antsy, for sure.
Yeah. But it was like level-headed.
Right.
It was terrifying.
I did not like it.
Yeah. And then we made eye contact a couple times, and I felt like a shiver down my spine. Like,
yeah, not great.
History through my DNA was like, you need to get away from this. And so we did.
So we did, yeah.
And so we did.
Sure did.
Let me tell you, if I ever see a mountain lion in a mountain, I'm dead.
Well,
There's nothing I could do to that thing. Did you see how strong it was? It had defined biceps like a pit bull, but it's a cat. It was terrifying.
yeah, was not great.
Terrifying.
Don't recommend.
Right next to it, pack of wolves looked like angels in comparison. They didn't look dangerous at all.
Well, because they were all sleeping.
But they were awake. They were laying down, a couple of them.
They were resting.
But it's just like, oh, there's huskies in there.
Right.
Like, they had no threatening vibes at all.
Yeah, no. I liked them.
Wolves also don't seek out people to hunt normally. But still, it seemed like I could have gone in there and would have been fine at least for a few minutes. Like 2 minutes?
Maybe I
could have been in there
maybe
for 2
one.
minutes.
Maybe one.
Yeah. Mountain lion? Can't go in there.
No.
4 seconds, I won't make it.
Yeah.
You know?
Would have killed you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then we keep walking, and it just kind of turns into this natural path. And we're like, oh, let's take one of these side paths, actually get into the nitty gritty. And then a 6-foot bird just walks across right in front of us.
I think there were actually two.
There were
Two
two. You're correct.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hi. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
I was not high, and I still thought it did not seem right.
You should not be, like, a bird shouldn't be eye level with me.
Sure.
And they had, what, like 9-inch beaks?
Yeah, they were not great.
I didn't know the species. I didn't care to find out.
Well, it was also weird because
They were fenced off.
yeah, those birds were fenced off,
then
but
they
then
just
there was
weren't.
just yeah.
Yeah.
So something didn't seem right.
It did not seem right.
Right.
And we got out of there. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So we went straight from there to the inverse of a forest preserve,
Right.
the botanical garden,
Yeah.
which is a curated forest.
Sure was.
And it was nice.
It was nice.
They had a little amphitheater,
Yeah,
which was impressive.
it was.
And a bunch of nice little flowers.
That was probably my favorite part.
We spent the most time there, I would say, of all the places we were at.
It was the nicest.
It was nice. If
Yeah.
you're in Green Bay, I got one rec. Botanical Garden, $12. Can't go wrong. And then we hit the Titletown district. So this is what Brittany was referring to earlier when she says she would live there. Right across from Lambeau Field, again, this is a thing that like every stadium should have. There is just like an entire neighborhood devoted to like football. It's like, yeah, you like the Packers, this is where you go. And there's a full football field, there's a track, there was a hill built in to a building for people to go sledding. There's outdoor ping pong, bags, foosball. There was a couple other things, I think, that I'm forgetting. And it was all just out. Hey, come hang out. Didn't belong to any business. It's just, this is just a great park for drunk people to have fun. And it was amazing. And then they built fucking townhomes that are $1 million and a giant like loft condo complex, and there's way more to come, and it's just like, fuck yeah, football, and it's everything I'm about. Now, I hate the Green Bay Packers, so I'd like it to be not there, but it's the only place that's like it. It's the most unique place in America.
In America? You're
Well,
standing by that?
For sports.
Okay.
It's the most unique sports situation in America.
Sure. I cannot put my 2 cents in.
And they should do even more. And there is a bunch, like the other side of Lambeau Field has like a big tailgate thing there. But, I mean, it should be like the way like Google and Apple have like a campus. That's what it needs to be. And it kind of is. I mean, there's literally a Microsoft Office space above one of the things in the Titletown thing. But I'm just saying, like, it should be way more crazy. Way more.
Oh.
They need to put like
They're
another
still building,
they need to
right?
put like another $1 billion
They're still
into
working
that
on
whole
it, though?
thing. Yeah,
So?
but it needs more.
Okay.
It needs more.
Well, that's the
It needs a
plan.
lot more. And then we dined at a fine establishment.
Yeah.
It's called Tavern in the Sky. It's on the 5th floor. So not a lot of ambition in Green Bay
Pretty in the sky.
for what the sky is. I mean, just insane. It was the roof restaurant of some bougie hotel that we definitely couldn't afford, right across the
Correct.
street. The view is just Lambeau Field. That's all that's around. And it was excellent. Open wood fire grilling, which drew me in. Now, the meat was a little overcooked, I will say, but I think that
Wow.
is a big risk when you do the open flame type thing.
Okay.
You're going to dry some things out. But the sauce was good, but I would have liked a rarer cook.
Well, my salad was spicy.
It wasn't. I tried it.
It was very
It was
spicy.
not even a little bit spicy.
My nose ran the whole time.
Absolutely embarrassing. And then, as the meal was coming to a close,
No, wait, you forgot about the cheese curds, which were the best part.
that's true. So, being in Wisconsin, we had to get cheese curds. Of course, they had it as an appetizer. So, it's some combination of we're in Wisconsin, plus this is like an elevated bougie restaurant, so maybe they do it a little bit better. But, damn. You can't get good cheese curds here. It's like even if you go to Culver's, they're not good. It's Culver's. It's fast food. They're fine.
I think that's the only other place I've ever had cheese curds from.
Well, not a lot of places offer them here, but they're never that good. They're just never really that good. A lot of the time, they're pretty clearly prepackaged frozen, you know, like a shitty mozzarella stick.
Bummer.
Yeah. So it just doesn't work out. But they were excellent. Excellent cheese curds. What
Yeah.
are we, about 2 pounds each of those? They
Yeah.
put out, they give you just like a dog bowl,
And they give you spicy ranch, too, which was
which was probably too spicy
equally
for
as
you.
good. No, that slapped.
Uh-huh. It was good. And then as the meal is coming to a close, our tubby little waiter comes over. This man weighed about 285 pounds,
My guy.
and he probably didn't smile the whole night. And then he came up to us, and he, like, whispered to me. He's like, hey, Lardo, I got a secret for you. He's like, we got some cake on this menu. You're going to come in your pants. And I'm like, buddy, whatever you say. I didn't even look at you, Brittany. I didn't hesitate.
Correct.
This man was like, I got this thing on this menu right now. Like, you have no idea. And I'm like, ring it up, buddy. If I trust anyone in any scenario because they should know something about their job, it's a fat man at a restaurant telling me what cake to get.
And I think we made the right decision.
He could have said, oh, you know, get this steak or whatever. And it's like, oh, you're upselling me. Maybe you just like that better. Sugar always wins. There's no opinions on that. Cake's either good or it isn't. You know?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
That's a generalization. But either
Okay.
way, there was no way that tubby boy was going to steer us in the wrong direction. And did he, Brittany?
No, it was the most fantastic cake I've probably ever eaten.
It was like a wedding cake. It was
Sure.
presented that way.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty unbelievable. Crazy coloring. Flavors, I didn't even really know what was going on in the frosting.
No.
Like, it was flavored with, like, fruits.
There was like lemon and
A
like
lot of lemon. A little too much lemon. That would be my one critique.
disagree. I
Just
love
a little
lemon.
too much
Nope.
lemon.
Can't have too much lemon.
Yeah, you can.
No, you cannot.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely have too much lime. Talk to Justice.
Okay,
He's a
will
fucking
do.
idiot. Oh, let me squeeze 7 whole limes into this. It's
What's
like,
wrong with
you're an
lime
idiot.
though?
It's all you taste. It's overpowering. It's a cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
And the cake was fantastic. It looked like fireworks. It tasted like fireworks. I tipped that guy like an extra $5.
He deserved it. He deserved it for that.
Well,
one.
and just the smile on his face just talking about the cake. And we were like, yo, this is bomb cake. And he was like, oh, by the way, there's a bunch more on the dessert menu.
right.
And he listed out the rest of the dessert menu. Sounded great. He's like, yeah, we got this lady who like just makes cakes for us. And she's the best. And it's like, this definitely is the only nice restaurant in Green Bay.
Okay.
How many places have just a dessert person? How many restaurants? That's not common because that's not common here. I mean, we have a lot of nice restaurants, so there are a lot of those positions, but relatively speaking,
Sure.
that's not a thing.
Well, good for her. She killed it.
I mean, geez, they're lucky to have her.
Yeah.
Why is
yeah.
she in Green Bay?
I don't know.
She should be in like New York or San Francisco or something.
Go back and tell her.
Like, we should have found her.
Yeah.
Should have brought her with us. And then that's really it. You know, we went to Lambeau Field. It was great. It really put Soldier Field to a lot of shame. I like Soldier Field, but you know, anytime you go somewhere else and it's way better, it's like Jesus. And they're looking at moving. The Bears moving out to the burbs, which I do not want, but also Soldier Field kind of sucks.
I've never been to Soldier Field.
Well, it really only has like 13 events a year because it sucks.
Okay.
It only has the Bears, and then there's like 5 concerts that are big enough to go there, and it can only happen in the summer because
Okay.
it's on the lake and it's freezing. Now, I like the outside thing. I believe football should be played outside. I think if you have a dome in a city where it doesn't really matter, then that's fine. But football should be played outside. That's how it always was. And now everybody's playing fucking football inside. And it's like, oh, the Bears should have a dome because, oh, it can have concerts and all this other stuff. That has nothing to do with the Bears. You know? The Bears should play outside as they have for 100 years. Plus. Okay?
Okay.
But
Great.
Soldier Field also sucks. It needs more seats. I mean, Lambeau Field looked like it could hold 100,000 people. It can hold 80. But it looked massive. Soldier Field looks small, and it is small. It's just, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
No, because
Got
they're not going to stay. Because also the stadium is owned by the city. They want to own their own stadium. So why would they stay? You know?
You asking me? I don't know.
You know?
Good question.
Just some pondering thoughts on the way out.
Sports. Am I right?
You're so irritating with that.
You're irritated.
Why don't you like sports?
Because they're boring.
But they're not.
Okay.
Conversation over.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Green Bay also has an indoor football team at their stadium. They have like a little arena. And to me, that should be also the most popular indoor team in the country, but I don't know if that is. But I think there's a lot of issues with indoor football where it should probably be co-branded and owned by the NFL, but they don't really seem to be interested in doing that, and it's a whole thing, and it really bothers me. But indoor football, underutilized in America. You want to watch football inside? Go to an indoor football game. You want to watch the NFL? You sit outside. Okay. That's how it should be. That's the most conservative thing about me. You know?
Your sports opinions?
Just pretty much that football should be played outside.
Okay.
I'm pretty open to a lot of changes in a lot of things.
Okay. You should tell them then.
But football should be played outside.
Great. Let them know.
I will. All right.
Okay.
That's going to conclude this week. We went to Green Bay, enemy territory. I'm a foreign spy officially, and nobody can ever take that away from me. I went with Brittany Titney? Can't remember. She's great.
One of the two.
How was your first podcast experience?
I probably won't be back.
Great. That's a great way to send it off. I did all the plugs at the beginning. Go back and listen to those again if you fucking want. I'm not doing it again. Rate, review, subscribe. Everything's linked in the description below. And remember, I are fat. You are fat. We are fat. Calculator.